Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott's Selections here for Friday, August 21st. Before we get into today's play of the day, a quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a nice, easy winner with the Lakers' first half spread of -3.5, which was available on Fox Bet at -110. Ended up going up to -4. Didn't really matter in the end. Lakers were up double digits at the end of the first half. They ended up winning the game by about 30. I think it was 23 as an exact result at the end. But Portland just had no answers offensively. The supporting cast was terrible. Lillard ended up fracturing a finger in the middle of the third quarter in garbage time. Not exactly the greatest move by Terry Stotts to leave him in. And yeah, he lashed out at some reporters post-game to try to deal with the fact that he completely screwed up. And now they might be screwed in the series because Lillard now will not be at 100%, and I'm curious if that's going to carry on moving forward. But either I'll worry about that when they end up playing Game 3 in a day or two. But for the play of the day here on Friday, we're going to be going back to the NBA, and it will be on a matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. I know this is going to sound very public and very chalky, but at the end of the day, I don't really know how I can avoid taking this line. It's going to be on the Celtics on the spread -5, I should say. So it's going to be Celtics -5, which is available at -110 on FanDuel. A couple reasons why I like the Celtics in the spot. First of all, I don't think the line makes any sense. I thought the same thing in Game 2. Line has been relatively similar in all three games. It was -5.5 or -6 in Game 1. Went down to -4.5 in Game 2. Now it's at -5. You have seen some uptick to move it to 5.5. I think this line should close around 6, but we'll see how that goes. But both matchups have shown me absolutely nothing from Philadelphia. 76ers lost the first game by 8. They kept it relatively competitive before and falling apart in the fourth quarter. And then Game 2, they didn't show up, and the Celtics ended up winning by 27. The main reason why this line is at 5, at least what I could think of, is the fact that it's a must-win game for the 76ers because they cannot afford to go down 3-0. And I guess logically, you're thinking this is a nice rally spot for Philadelphia. Backs against the wall. Let's see what happens. And the issue I have is the same reason why I took the Celtics to win the series -1.5 games in that parlay I gave out last week. And it's the fact that when Philadelphia struggles, they don't really turn around that often. And Philadelphia seems to be a team in the playoffs historically where when it's put up or shut up time, they tend to shut up and they go out quietly in quick fashion. And I think that's going to happen here in Game 3. I don't know if it's going to be a 1-2-3 Cancun situation, but realistically, the Celtics are just such a bad matchup for Philadelphia. If you want to break down the potential starting lineups, you have the Celtics who are going to be most likely rolling out with Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Daniel Tice. Even Williams gets some solid minutes off the bench. Cantor was fantastic in Game 2 as he was actually able to hold his own against Embiid. Meanwhile, Philadelphia has Shake Milton, Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Joel Embiid. Now, I know Embiid is a great player. I know the Celtics can't really guard him. I know Tice got into foul trouble in Game 2 and didn't really do much. But besides Embiid, has anybody really shown up in this series? I know Tobias Harris has not. I know Al Horford has not. Milton and Richardson haven't been that noticeable. I don't really know where it's supposed to go besides maybe moving Tybal into the starting lineup again. But Tybal has no offensive talent at all. And Tatum, what he's proven is that regardless of who's guarding him, he's just going to go off. Philly has nobody who can actually guard him. And Brown's been very good as well. Kemba's looked very comfortable. Marcus Smart's a very solid defender. Boston has a better bench as well with Cantor and some other big men who can contribute. And I just think Philly's completely outmatched here. Now, you might say to yourself, maybe if Philly shoots the lights out, they could keep this close. Realistically, I think the only way this game's close is if Embiid goes for 40. I don't think anybody else can do anything offensively. Boston is the significantly better coach team. And I think everyone has seen Brett Brown with his random rotations, just not knowing what he's doing, which should come as no surprise to anybody who has actually watched basketball for the last 2 years. But some people still think that Brown is a decent coach, and I completely disagree with you. I think he's terrible. I think he's one of the worst coaches in the league. And I think Brad Stevens is one of the best coaches in the league as well. So for that reason, I think Boston's the more talented team. I think that they're the deeper team. They go small, and Philadelphia tends to rely on going big. So I think that it's just an absolute matchup disaster for Philadelphia. And at the end of the day, Philadelphia, even though it is a must-win game, I don't think that really means anything when Brett Brown is going to make random rotations and call out random plays, I guess, that don't really involve Embiid that much, which I find really questionable. But either or, the play is going to be Boston, a -5, which is available on FanDuel at -110. That's been this installment of Scott's Selections here for Friday, August 21st. Good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.